Purpose is an interesting thing. You don't just have one purpose. We talked about that yesterday, and finding your purpose is not an accident, because when you are willing to search and you're determined to find it, you will find your purpose. It's pretty amazing. And it's really more of just knowing what path you want to walk down, what feels right for you, what aligns for you. I'm Lynnie Wennerstrom, and I am here every single day doing my very bestest to help you to find your purpose. I use Dr. Shad's book every single day with his passages. So I read one of his passages every day. 365 days of positive self-talk for finding your purpose. And, you know, the positive self-talk is very, very, very powerful, because what you say when you talk to yourself and what you say when you are looking for your purpose and how you go about it and what you are thinking creates that purpose, creates how you arrive at it, creates your feelings around it. And so let's read, because you don't just have one purpose. So let's read the passage for today. It is day 155. There are 211 days left in 2024, and we are still just over 42% complete with 2024. We're moving towards that 50% mark. Have you found your purpose yet? Are you on it? So June 3rd, let's read the passage. I know that I have many purposes. I know that I may have many purposes, big and small, many chances to find them and endless opportunities to bring them to life. The more I search, the more I find. And I want to talk a little bit today about searching and finding. We talk a lot about, as I teach practical spirituality, and I am all about the two legs of practical spirituality are the spiritual journey, your spiritual journey, and the human experience. Those two things. And they are both at the same time. But how do we distinguish between the two? And how do we meld those two together and be both the spirit and the human? Because we are. So those are some of the things that I teach and help people to understand their power. So let's talk about purpose, because purpose is such a humongous part of both the spiritual and the human journey. I am all about helping you to optimize your spiritual journey, like optimize to really get into it, understand it to the best of your ability. And you have a very great ability to understand it, because you are spirit and it all comes from within. And to optimize your human experience. This is what's really important to me, to help you to optimize your experience, not just here on planet Earth, but your spiritual experience while you're here and enjoying that. And so part of the human experience, optimizing that, is helping you to optimize your brain. And in optimizing your brain using self-talk, positive self-talk that can change absolutely everything about you. You can recreate a new person, because neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself with stronger programs. We are programmed from the day we are born. We are programmed, and we are programmed with other people's programs who have been programmed, and they have been programmed by other people's programs who have been programmed. So it gets, as we know, it's kind of like telephone, right? That you whisper this in somebody's ear, and then they whisper that, and by the time it gets all the way around, all of us, it's just like a totally different thing. And so you never know, because it's all colored by each individual's perspective, their picture of what they see, their attitude, how they feel about it, about that situation or circumstance. So there's a lot, and all of that is colored by their beliefs. And where did their beliefs come from? Their beliefs came from their programs. So when it's really interesting to follow that line of thinking and see how things progress to why we think the way we do and why we would choose a political party to belong to or not, why, or one or the other. Like, why do we feel polarized? Like we have to, somebody says, you need to do this, and we're like, nope, don't have to do that. Don't tell me what to do. Or it's like, oh, that person is of major influence, so I better do what that person tells me to do. Or there's fear behind it, and so therefore you better fall in line, right? So that you don't get in trouble. So all of these things are programs, and we get to choose how we perceive them, our perspective, again, the picture and how we see it, our attitude, how we feel about that particular thing, and all of this based on our beliefs. And we're going to come to the conclusion or the solution of whatever the question is or however we feel based on all of that put together. So it's just like going down the dots, right? Or following the dots to the conclusion based on what your beliefs are, which are based on your programs, and then your attitudes and your behaviors and your results based on that, and your attitude around that. So how you feel about all of that. So coming back to purpose, when we search for, and I'm kind of going the long way around as I think through this, because I had a couple of clients share with me today some amazing things. And one, like, I was on cloud 9 for this person. And that's because this person had, when we started coaching, the whole thing was about a very important part of what she wanted was to find a relationship. Like, that's find someone and still be discerning and still feel valued in all the things that were important to her. And she found someone. Now, it does not mean, and that's in less than 6 months, that does not mean that this is the perfect person and is going to be the end all or any of that. Yet she moved the energy, she placed the focus on what she wanted. And therefore, putting that focus is where she put the energy. It's when you meditate, you're putting that focus, wherever you're putting that focus, you are creating energy. And you're placing the energy, and everything gets stronger and more swirls around that and becomes that. So I share all of this because you are the one creating your own reality. You are in charge of driving your bus, your boat with amazing, amazing, strong rudder that just turns on a dime. It's like, and you go, and you know exactly where you're going because you have your purpose. Now, in this, we talked about, in this passage, it says, I have many purposes, right? Big and small, many chances to find them, and endless opportunities to bring them to life. The more I search, the more I find. The more I search, the more I find. In this passage, the more I search, the more I find. The more you search, the more you find. What is happening? You're placing your focus. You're putting your energy on that. And what are you doing spiritually? From the invisible to the visible, you are moving energy. You are putting energy in something that you want. And it could be the other way too. You could be focused on something you don't want, and you're very angry, very low frequency, and don't know how to get out of it. You're in the drama triangle. It could be that as well. But I'm talking about right now spiraling up, and putting that energy, that you choosing to put the energy on something that is meaningful to you. So maybe you're looking for your purpose. Maybe you understand you have many purposes. And when I speak about finding your purpose, I'm speaking to an overarching purpose. Like for me, it's helping people to optimize their spiritual, the practical spirituality. So optimizing their spiritual journey and optimizing the human journey, and really marrying those together because it's all one anyway. So this whole finding purpose thing and putting your energy and having success and achieving the things that you want to achieve in life, it's all by design. And whose design? Yours. You are co-creating with the divine, which is you as well, your higher self, you, and you are creating that you're moving energy in the direction that you want, especially when you focus on what you want. So finding your purpose, if that's important to you, and the more like yesterday's, it's finding my purpose is not an accident. It is the result of my willingness to search and my determination to find it. Same thing as today, that I know that I may have many purposes, big and small, many chances to find them, and endless opportunities to bring them to life. The more I search, the more I find. What is all of that saying? Wherever I place my focus, wherever I place my concentration, and I focus, I'm placing my energy. Energy flows to that, like the magnifying glass. So you may have many purposes, and that is a beautiful thing, because then we just feel there's so much goodness that flows with being a parent, or being a guide, or helping someone in need with a skill set that you have, or whatever it is, the purpose, being a good daughter, being a good mother, being whatever it is, whatever that purpose is. Just placing your understanding that that's a role that you're playing, and it's also a purpose. So you may have many purposes, and you do have maybe one, maybe two overarching purposes. And typically that purpose, that overarching purpose that gives us meaning and direction in life, is usually serving others with our gifts. What are our gifts? And looking into our gifts and what comes easily to us and what feels right, what comes with ease, what comes with getting excited to share or do it, is it's just this, it's the direction in life. It's how we know where we're going. So purpose is a very, very important thing for us to find, because when we don't feel that we have purpose, we are just drifting in that rudderless boat. Anything that comes by or passes by with their wake knocks us around, and we're just trying to see if we can hopefully get to the sand, the beach or something. If we're on a boat, right? We're just hoping we'll get somewhere safe and stable, and that hopefully by the time we get there, it'll be an okay place to be. So this is really understanding that yes, you have many purposes, you have, and yet you have one, maybe two. I don't really know. I would say you have one overarching, and that is probably helping others. How you're helping others, if you are, service to others rather than service to self. Service to self would be a whole different purpose, but service to others. Most of us are, if you're watching this channel, you're probably most definitely, I would say 99.9999% service to others. And you care about others. And your purpose stems from there. Like, how do you care? Who do you care about? And how many other roles are you playing that has purpose in life? And how does that guide you? How does that put you in the place that you want to be and feels right for you? Like for me, being a mother, oh my gosh, Aruz, I love my chula, my Lynette. I love her like there's no tomorrow. Like I love her every day like there's no tomorrow. And feel so grateful. That's a role that I play as the mother to my daughter. And that's that gives me amazing purpose. Yet my purpose my overarching purpose is so much more profound for humanity in raising the frequency of the planet. Although being a mommy is great, raising the frequency of the planet, because you feel love and happiness, and that comes out. This is on such a different scale of I feel so good. Every single video that I create for you, if you take one little thing from it and you feel good about it, and it helps you to have that rudder on your boat be even stronger. Like it's not at all moving. It's like it knows exactly where it's going, and you're just like, I know what my purpose is, and I know exactly where I'm going. Or I know that I want to find my purpose, and I am very focused on finding that because I know that it will give me direction, and it gives me meaning in my life, and then I have direction. So I will always be going in the direction of my purpose, and feeling good about it. I know that I am walking that road, that path that my purpose is. And so therefore it's a pretty straight line. You know pretty much where you're going and why you're going there. You may not know how you're going to stay on it. Well, you know how you're going to stay on it, but how you're going to get there. Like, what is the final, like, for me, what am I going to, like, whatever it is that I want to do I know the how of it? Not exactly, but I'm straight enough to know that I know what my purpose is, and I know I'm all about optimizing your spiritual and human experience, your spiritual journey and your human experience. And when I can be doing that, and through practical spirituality, things that you can actually use, like the app, which is the positive self-talk language for success, when I can help you to understand the power of rewiring your brain, reprogramming those programs that do not serve you, that hold you back and have held you back and sabotage you when you don't even know what's happening. It's your programs, by the way. We've talked about that a lot. It's neuroplasticity. Your brain is neuroplastic. It is malleable. It is always changing. And so when I can get you to actually believe me enough to either do some research on your own about neuroplasticity, or to actually get the self-talk app that's in the description and start listening to it and feel the changes for yourself, then I am on top of the world. When I am coaching someone and I get to hear, like today, from 2 different clients, which is like, that's so amazing when you hear. It's like that is the icing on the cake. That is the cherry on top. That is actually, that's the nutrient dense meal, because it just feels so good. You know that you have moved more into your purpose. I know that I have moved more into my purpose, and I am doing what I am here to do. And their success, like having success in every single area of their lives as they move through the coaching, and they decide, okay, it's financial, it's relationships, it's my business, it's my career, it's relationships with family, it's whatever it is. They are constantly moving energy, and they are creating their own reality. They are creating it, and they are moving energy so that they have success in that area. And it might take them several weeks, it might take them several months, it might take them a year, but they get there. They absolutely get there. And I know that because I do the same thing with my goals and with my coach. And I move through, and I move the energy, and I create what I want to create. So I share that with you because all of this is interrelated. It's all interrelated because it's all one. Your purpose, your spirituality, your spiritual being, you are a light being, you are also a human being, and you are having a human experience. And if we can make that even better by you helping you to find your purpose and understanding, yes, you play many roles, wear many hats, you have many purposes, which all give you direction and feel good, and hopefully they feel good. These purposes, they're purpose, and there's something that you want in your life, and then you have that overarching purpose. It's like where that's the direction, that's the flow, that's where you're placing the energy, that's where you're placing your focus, and that's where the energy flows. It flows to whatever that is. Is it financial freedom? Is it financial strength? Is it relationship with a loved one, or finding a relationship because you're lonely and it's time? Or is it getting your weight in order, like literally losing the weight that you want to? Is it your health and fitness? Is it your career? Is it you want to move up in your career? Do you want to change careers? Like, where are you placing your focus? What are you doing with your life? And I leave you with one last thing, just to talk about this a little more, to put maybe just to see it in a different light. And this helps me a lot. It's basically working backwards, but just see yourself at the end of your life, and then look back and say, what would I have wanted? What would I want to see? What would I have created in my life? What would I have done? What would I have shared? What would have been my contribution to the world, to my family, to my kiddos, to even having a child? Like, maybe that's one of the things that something that's important to you. So getting focused on a relationship, or having a child, or moving into that energy of getting your body ready, or any of those things. Because when you start placing your energy there, when you start placing your focus there, the energy, yes, does it flow? Yes. But it's concentrated, like the magnifying glass in the sun. And it's just like these beams of sunlight going through the magnifying glass, and poof, the grass starts on fire. That's how strong you can make that focus. And so is it flowing there? Sure. But is it just there and boom on it? So when you look back, what do you want to see under that magnifying glass? What did you create? What did you blow up and have it be like amazing? What was in your life? Did you create a family? Did you create wonderful relationships with your siblings and your children and your parents? Did you help people in what felt right to you? Do you love painting, and you paint these amazing pictures? My friend Nina Catherine, oh my gosh, Aruz, I think it's Nina Activation Art, at Activation Art on Instagram. Oh, I wish I had that on the top of my tongue. Very unlike me to forget that. I just know who she is. But man, the pictures that she paints, they're so vivid, and you feel like you're in them, and they move energy. They're just like, they're amazing. And so I'll put her name in her Instagram in the description. That art is like, what is she doing for the world when she paints the animals and the cosmos, and I mean all the things, the petals of a flower that looks like it's unfolding right in front of your eyes? Just what is it that you want to have left behind you when you look? What do you want to see? And so that's a really good way of you seeing, what was my purpose when I was there? What was my purpose? What did I do? I have many purposes. I had many roles I was playing, but what was that overarching purpose where I was just like in my boat and like straight on, knowing exactly where I was going? So try that on for size, and see where that gets you. Because the more of us that find our purpose and understand the various purposes that we have in life, and enjoy them, and high frequency, and really focus on following that path, because it is a straight line. Oh, straight line. It's like filled with things, but it's pretty lit up, the road, when you know what your purpose is. And if you have found your purpose already, you know that. It's like, how have I found my purpose? Ahoy, where's my purpose? I like that. Ahoy, ahoy. Purpose is within. Purpose is within. Everything is within. The light is within. The knowing is within. Your power is within. All is within. Your power, your ability to change and be and become absolutely anything, all comes from within. And I'm telling you now that positive self-talk, having that in your corner, and rewiring your brain is there are many ways to come at rewiring your brain because it's repetition. Many, many ways. Meditation for hours on end, moving energy through the meditation, through many ways. You can, it's repetition. So you can watch it on TV. You can read, always have, it's not affirmations, but you could have music or the television playing in the background all the time. You're getting programmed constantly. So why not choose the programs that you want, not what someone else wants, not what your friends, not what your parents, not what your spouse or your partner or siblings or teachers or spiritual leaders or religious leaders or life coaches or whoever it is. Why not you choose your programs that align with your purpose for being here and what you're doing? Because I'm telling you right now, you will be absolutely, when you put all that together, you will be unstoppable. And the reason you'll be unstoppable is because you are unlimited and you'll recognize your unlimitedness. And one of the reasons why I really like, well, it's not that I like, I do. Let me finish that thought because I'm kind of going all over in my own head. And what I'm trying to say is, I will not coach someone who is not listening to the self-talk language of success. It's not going to work. They're going to try is the word. They're going to try to create goals that they kind of want to get to, and it's important to them, but maybe they're not good enough, or they don't have enough money to start the business, or they just, whatever it is. I really will not work with anyone like that, and unless they're listening to self-talk. Why? Because that's going to rewire their brain, reprogram those negative programs from I can't to it's not possible, or not to rewire those. I can't, it's not possible, no one's ever done it, so it can't be done, or it's too hard, or any of those things. It will change all of that to I can, I got this. That's a really difficult thing. Yeah, my mom died, but I still got this. Like I'm moving forward, and it's not that you don't grieve and all of this. You don't go through the human emotions. This is part of the human experience here. But what happens is you continue moving forward rather than getting stuck and stagnated in the past and in a place where you just cannot move. You're frozen with overwhelm, frozen with grief, frozen with whatever it is, frozen with hatred. In political parties, just listen to the hatred of people tearing each other down. I was thinking that I might just take some of these things that are very public and just show these in my videos, because to see, I don't even want to put that low frequency, but to show the separateness, to show you the contrast from what these taking these sides, and just like the other one is so wrong. And by the way, these are all programs, right? These people have the programs of who they are and their identity, and their identity's all caught up in this or that. And so therefore they're right and the others are wrong. And what happens when one's right and the other's wrong? It's called separation. And we're not separate. We are all one. We all come from that one energy, one source. So, and that is so, if we all knew that, how would we treat one another? How would we treat everything? It would be just a whole different world. So when we start with ourselves, and we start with our purpose, and we start with love in our hearts, and maybe we're in our cars and we drive with, I drive with love and compassion, whatever it is. But we come from a place of love, and we come from a place of oneness, and we come from a place of discernment rather than judgment, so that we're not creating separation. And that purpose is keeping us on our path. And we are now focused on what we want rather than what we don't want. So we have our goals that we want to achieve. And speaking of the people that I take as clients, it's the reason is because these people will, just like every single client that I have, they excel in months, like in one time, but 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, months, the excelling is like just amazing. It's absolutely phenomenal. And again, we get back to that focus. They're placing their focus. And this is what the coaching does as with the self-talk. So the self-talk is rewiring the brain. The coaching then keeps them on track for what they really want and helps them ask the right questions of themselves so that they come up with the right answers and they create the right goals, the goals that are meaningful to them and they can reach and they want to reach. And it's not because someone else wants them to reach that goal. It's because they want to reach that goal. It's important to them. It's important to their purpose and who they are. So, and they're not creating, they're vibrating at a very high frequency because they're happy. They're not that they don't, it's the human experience, right? You're going to encounter obstacles, yet we're addressing obstacles in every single session so that they know what the obstacles are, and that creates their plan for moving themselves forward because it's all about keeping yourself moving forward, even in grief, even in anger, even in the very low frequency, and even in joy, even in just to get stuck on, you create something, a painting, and then you never create another one because you're just so busy looking like, this is so amazing. And then you never create another one. You get stuck or you just feel like you don't have that inspiration. And so I share this all comes from this little passage of June 3rd. I know that I may have many purposes, big and small, many chances to find them and endless opportunities to bring them to life. The more I search, the more I find. The more you search, the more you find. The more you put your focus on what you want, the more you will create more of that. So my clients finding it is what they want, whether it be a relationship or financial strength or creating a business or whatever it is, losing weight or having a better relationship with their family members or whatever it is, they're finding success in that. And why? Because they continue to reach and move themselves forward in that, and they continue to search and find. And that is because they continue to put the focus on what they want rather than what they don't want, and they continue to create. So I hope this was helpful. Kind of went on a little bit. I love when I go on a little bit because that means I have these gold nuggets that I get from life experiences and from my clients and from people I admire that share things with me and my spiritual mentors and having conversations with them and just in, again, life experiences. And if any of them, there's Feather, look how cute, stretching away. If any of them can help you to have a better life and optimize your spiritual experience, your human brain, your human journey, so the spiritual journey and the human experience, if I can help you to optimize any of that through these videos or through coaching, if you want to reach out, I can help you that way as well. And just email me, Lynnie at LynnieMotivates.com. I should have my new page up where you can actually go on. LynnieMotivates.com is my website, but I actually have a page where you can go on and make an appointment. But if I can help you with any of that optimization of your life and your life experiences, whether it be spiritual or the human experience, that brings me immense joy because that is a very big part of my purpose. You and your success in every single area of your life is a very big part of what my purpose is. So I love you so very, very mucho. You can do this. You can find your purpose. If you have found your purpose, you can move into it. You can activate it. You can just turn into your purpose. You will be walking that path, that road, which is your purpose every day. And you will create the life that you love and want to live in, the reality that you want to live in, because you will raise the frequency to that beautimousness that you want to create in your life and be focused on what you want and not what you don't want. So I love you so very, very mucho. And as always, I believe in you and shining my light to brighten yours. See you tomorrow for June 4th. Ciao.